Yo, Michael from EAKCrewProductions today, and today I went down to my locals, and I knew I was only going to be there for an hour, but I entered a tournament anyways, and I bought 3 structure decks, 6 samurai, and 2 legendary collections, and I already opened them sadly enough. I wanted to make a deck and play in the tournament, even though I knew I would only be around for 1 round, but I was able to play against heroes first round. I went first. End of story. I 2-1'd him. He was a good duelist, and I mean I pulled some really good cards out of Legendary Collection. So the 6 Samurai deck was actually pretty decent, and I had a lot of good broken plays. I opened up United against him every single round. Twice I opened double United, so just hard for him to win. But I was playing Sila Orichalcols Samurais, so let's get into that. So 3 Kageki, because this guy allows me to swarm the field, and then he makes other cards live. He gives power ups to, like, he makes Kizan the 21 beat stick instead. And then, of course, if I have Seal out, which I drew Seal, like, twice opening hand, so, like, he just had no chance, really. Like, it wasn't even fair, like, but, so, you know, summon him, and then I think both times I went summon him and then summon something else. One time it was, like, a Grandmaster, and one time it was, like, him and Kizan. I popped for United, but it was good because he was 17, and then Kizan was at 18, but then I had the Seal on the field. So he went all the way up to 22, which is, you know, really good. And then Kizan went all the way up to a 23, and that's two monsters over 2,000 attack first turn, you know, with like 3 back row. So 3 Kizan, one of the best cards in the deck, you know, because he's got that ability to go 21, which would make him 26 with Seal. He special summons himself and he makes other stuff live. And then here's one card that I kind of regret now. I didn't think about it at the time. That's why I kind of could feel the stupidity of playing it, so I put it down to 2 in my head, like right before the tournament. Like, I literally had like 5 minutes to put this together, so you will see like cards that I shouldn't have. And the thing is that I didn't have any of the tuner, so I couldn't go for Xian, even though I had Xian in the side deck. So that was kind of like my mistake, but what I ended up using him for was just the special summon, so that I could add dojo counters, which would let me special summon out an actually useful 6 samurai. 1 hand, phenomenal card. I don't know if this card is limited or not, and that's why I didn't play it at more than 1. I'm pretty sure it's limited to 1. If it's not, sad day. I would have played like 3 of them. One Anishi. I realize now that I should have played this at 2, because he's got 17, so he's strong, and then his effect is ridiculous. 1 Grandmaster. Probably could have ran this at 2. I drew him twice though, and I was able to get him off both times. Never got his effect off, but he's a 21 beat stick, and I turned him into a 2,600 beat stick that, if you destroyed him by card effects, would just come back, you know. So really great. Spirit, great card. I ended up attaching that to a Kizan while Orichalcols was on the field. So Kizan went up from 23 all the way up to 2,800. So he kind of became broke, especially since when he destroyed a monster, he had draw a card. Yeah, and he ended up dark holing, which, I mean, I just plussed off of because it ended up destroying Spirit instead of the Kizan, and then he still had to stare down a 2,300 Kizan. Gores, I pulled out in the Legendary Collection. I'm really happy about that, actually, because I've only had a common Gores, so now I've got the Ultra Gores. I played that just in case I didn't open up into anything, and the only card that stayed in my back row was Gateway, because I'm going to pop the Uniteds, so it was live, but I never actually drew into it. Gateway, I drew into that, but that was the one round I lost. I drew it into it after I had already played all my 6 samurais and he was already beating me. So Gateway actually did no work for me, but Triple United, which is the card that did all the work for me. I mean, I plussed so hard with this card, like it was ridiculous. There were a couple times where I opened up 2 and I could only play 1 6 samurai and I had to pop 1, but then I drew into like a Keyzon and then I'd pop the other, I'd summon it, special summon it, and then pop the second one and draw 2. So one would end up being a 1-for-1 and then the other one would end up actually being a +1. So pretty good. 2 Shiin's Dojo. I didn't want to run it at any higher because if you realize I'm not running Squire, so like it wasn't super plus. But I decided that I needed to run it at least 2 because it was going to be something that would allow me to special summon out even more 6 samurais. And it helps with Gateway because it's going to collect counters too, so it allows me to loop with Gateway a lot better. 2 Smoke Signal. I love that they come super in the starter deck. That's amazing. Why wouldn't you play the card? It searches. It pretty much makes it so that you're playing with like 1 less card in your deck, but you have 2 of them, and then of course the reinforcements. So altogether, you're running 3 less cards in your deck, and these guys search out Hand and I think they search out Spirit. I'm not sure. Spirit might be a Spirit. I'm on it. I think he's a warrior, but I didn't search him, so don't worry about it. But if it can, that's even more fantastic. Monster Reborn. Yeah, I got that from the legendary Dark Hole that came from the structure, but then I got Heavy Storm from the legendary too. So you can see on staples I was actually kind of alright because I also pulled a Book of Moon and 1 MST, so it wasn't that bad. This card won me a game right here though. Smashing Ground. Well, really, it was the combo of these two. It won me the third one because I go double edge, special summon 2, and he goes bottomless, and I go my body, lowering me down to like 900 HP, which was crazy, to negate, and then he goes okay, and that resolves, and then he goes to blow up, and he has a Shining and a Alias on the field, and he tributes his Alias for Gemini Spark and blows up my Hand of the 6 samurai that I brought back. I brought back Hand and Elder, or not Elder, but Grandmaster, and so he doesn't blow up Grandmaster obviously because that's retarded play. He blows up Hand, so I can't blow up his monster anymore and then attack over, which is a really smart idea. But then I have the Smashing Ground, so recording. So next I had the 2 Seal of Orichalcols, which pretty much won me the games. It allowed me to keep pressure on my opponent, and I constantly had stronger monsters than him. One card that comes with 6 samurais that I think is just ridiculous is Magatama. I mean, I protected myself so many times with that card. And then, obviously, I could have played this at 3, but I only played it at 1 because I wasn't going out with all the crazy 6 samurai synchros and stuff like that. So, I knew the card wouldn't be as playable, but in the end, it helped me win. So, attacking at 1 was a good idea. I got 2 of these from the boxes, but obviously you can only play 1. This is amazing. Didn't get to use it though. 3 Fiendish Chain. That helped. Round he beat me, he went Stratos for Alias, and then he had like an Honest and shit like that, and like I was like sad day, because I was like, man, I run Fiendish Chain too. Next match, I end up actually getting the Fiendish Chain off, so I was pretty happy. And then the 1 Sakuretsu, because that's all I had over at D Prison. And then 1 Dust Tornado, because you know what? I like this card, and I needed another Mystical Space Typhoon, but since I didn't have one, Dust Tornado was going to have to do the part. And honestly, he wasn't going to be running Royal Decree, so it worked out perfectly. I don't know if you guys have ever read it, but after you do it, you can set 1 spell or trap card from your hand. So this card's actually pretty broken because you can hold a spell or trap card that's in your hand that isn't live yet, and then on their end phase play this, blow up one of the cards that they set, and then play one of your traps from your hand and set it down. And so when it's your turn, your trap is live now. That's pretty fantastic. Anyways, that was the deck. I honestly can't believe I won. Props to him though, he was a great player and he had a lot of sportsmanship. Please like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. It really helps out. And if you could click an ad. Peace. I'm Michael. I'll see you guys later.